Hello, friends and yogis. It's Reverend Shelley Dungan. It is my pleasure to lead you in this yin yoga practice to open your shoulders and ground your energy. There will be longer holds than you might be accustomed to, so please just get ready for a settling in experience. And there'll be some integration poses between the major postures. This is also a practice that will be supportive for your kidney and bladder health, as we will be addressing and stretching the meridians that run along the backside of the body. I would like you to have a rolled blanket or towel, and you can also have a folded blanket to be seated on. And in fact, you might want to seat yourself on that folded blanket right as you are starting. I have a growing appreciation for yin yoga, as it seems to be the antidote for a hectic pace of life, a scattered mind, or frazzled emotions. And when we're holding the poses, I'll be sprinkling in some poetry from Dana Fald's book, Root to Bloom. She is one of my favorites. And so this practice is a practice of deep listening and trusting and letting go. Yin yoga and meditation are a journey inward, a choice to settle where you are, to drop in, turning away from all the wandering and wondering, and sitting in the deep waters of our own presence, finding what you seek already inside you. And so yoga and meditation meet moment by moment and breath by breath. And the essence of yin yoga is surrender. As I mentioned, we'll be focusing on postures that we hold, which lengthen the muscles around the hips and pelvis, lower back, and in this case, shoulders. And we'll be lengthening the connective tissue that surrounds the joints and will increase elasticity. And it will restore energy and calm your central nervous system. This is a poem called Yoga's Reach. It is a wonder how a simple stretch deepens breath, and an elegantly held pose grows to touch the whole of me. Like sugar stirred into tea, the potency of yoga spreads from body into mind and heart, revealing an ocean of energy that heals and opens, holds me close, and sets me free, all in the same moment. So as you find a cross-legged seat, just sitting, natural mind, natural body, natural breath. Observing, noticing. Perhaps either welcoming or accepting what life has brought to you in this moment. Feeling a sense of the length of your spine and the ground where you are seated, the space that's holding you, the sacred space. And then please take your left hand over your heart with me. Let's bow to the personal nature of this practice. Bowing to our ability to listen deeply, to be attuned and sensitive, settled and open. And then adding the right hand on top of the left, remembering there's always a collective nature to our practice. There is something for the greater good that we can emanate right from where we are seated. And the hands together, Anjali Mudra, thumbs to the third eye, giving the mind permission to settle and clear in a natural kind of way. And then float your hands down, one palm on each knee, and then lean with me, if you would, to the left and right and around. So we'll circle the torso. And with that beautiful water in the background, you can connect with the water element of your body. Any sense at this point in the practice of subtleness, fluidity, maybe a little bit of rocking from one sitting bone to the other, and tuning into what's happening with your neck and your shoulders particularly. So you want to loosen up, let your head rotate around. Getting progressively softer through the face and the jaw, and through the sides of the neck also. And take a nice twist to the right. Your right hand's behind you, your left hand is on your right knee. Just gentle twist opening practice, and then swiveling the other way, twisting left. Left hand behind you, right hand onto the left knee. Deepening the breath if you'd like. A little side bend. Drop your right hand down, reach your left arm up. Shortening of the right side waist, lengthening of left side body. Holding your head in a way that feels natural and easeful. Left hand drops down, right arm lifts. Same thing here. Now we're shortening left side waist, lengthening through right side body, aware of the hands, soft through the head. And then please come with me into butterfly. Take the soles of your feet together. Slide your heels forward and slide your hands right down towards your ankles. Start to bend forward from the hips until you feel an appropriate amount of stretch in the tissues of your outer hip, inner groin, lower back. Breathing softly and deeply as you bend forward. Let your back relax into the fold. And if you're comfortable just letting your head hang forward as I'm demonstrating, you can stay with that. Or if this feels a bit much for your back, you can draw your chest up and just let your gaze come forward and have a longer spine. Breathing, softening, and remembering we first come into the pose to our appropriate edge, allowing stimulating sensations to be present without feeling overwhelmed or alarmed. And then next, we become still, muscularly unengaged, but definitely stretching and mentally willing to surrender to the experience. And third, we hold the pose for a while, looking for any opportunity to melt and soften and deepen. Noticing the progressive nature to each of these yin yoga stretches. What do you feel now? If you feel better supporting your head on a block or a bolster, you can do that. But when you do feel ready, press into your hands, stack your spine, come right back up to vertical. Just breathing and integrating, noticing subtlety. Is there any sense of warmth, pulsation, energy in your body? What do you notice in your low back, in your hips, in your groin? Do you feel the touch of your hands on your knees and the soles of your feet touching each other? And then to loosen up and release from that, and come into hands and knees, little fluid cat and cow movement for the spine. Connecting to the ground through your hands and your knees. Nice rounding, lifting. Little wagging of the tail, kind of shifting your hips left and right, and your shoulders also left and right. Easy through the jaw, soft through the face, fluid spine. And we are heading into puppy pose. So from within tabletop, walk your hands forward, keep your hips perched over your knees, and your knees are hip distance apart. And then the task is to let there be a melting of your chest toward the ground. Again, something that feels engaging without being overwhelming. So there are some options with your arms. Some of you will have arms straight out, forehead to the mat. Little gentle hug in with the low belly to give your low back some support. And then this melting and descending is also known as melting heart pose. So the back of the heart melting toward the ground. Progressive opening through the armpits. At any point, if that feels like too much, bend your elbows, stack your hands, rest your forehead on your hands. And breath is really smooth here. You're oxygenating your body, giving your mind time to clear, time to settle. Following the breath as it enters the body through the nostrils, down through the airways, circulating through the lungs. And then the breath returns out of the body, out back to nature through the nostrils. Activating the relaxation response with the slow, deep breaths. When you're ready, we're going to come forward onto the belly. I'm going to offer you some variations in Sphinx pose. So with the legs long, cross your forearms, you kind of cup your opposite elbows, and this could be the most gentle version of Sphinx pose for you. Perfectly fine to widen your feet a little bit more, relax your torso toward the ground. From there, if you want something a little more, full of sensation, walk your elbows in a little bit so your elbow points are right just forward of your armpits and your forearms are parallel. Continue to stretch out long through the legs. The buttocks can be relaxed. However, if this starts to strain your low back at all, you can press into your feet more and have the legs a little more energetic. So you can stay there, or if you feel like your back would allow you to come up a little higher, you can come into seal pose. You could take that rolled blanket and tuck it underneath your low ribs to help lift your torso up. And your arms now come almost straight. Hint of a bend in the elbows. The fingers are splayed out like seal's flippers. And then you will adjust, walking your hands in closer to your body if you feel that you want to create even more compression on your low back. So we're stimulating the kidney meridian. Staying upright without slumping the shoulders, just feeling that sway that you're creating through the back. This is more of a passive back bend. It stimulates the kidney chi, the kidney energy, revitalizing your energy supply. And you're allowing your belly and your organs to drape toward the earth. Continue to relax your buttocks and legs unless your low back becomes sensitive. And in that case, engage the legs and press down a bit. When you're done, find the ground, swish your feet side to side with those knees bent and feel that rolling across the thighs, that sway through the pelvis and that ease that you're bringing through your low back. You've got one cheek down. Nice and easy, windshield wiping back and forth. Lower your legs, turn your head the other way, rest, breathe, integrate. Settle where you are, feel and sense. And then wide-kneed child's pose. Press yourself back, knees go wide, big toes point in, hips descend toward the heels. And then you can be on the elbows, stacking your hands, resting your forehead. If you tend to be a little on the tight side, arms could be overhead, or you can take your arms out wide like you're just hugging the earth and put one cheek down. When you're ready, curl your toes under, rock back onto the balls of your feet. Let your heels descend. You're in a crouched position. Nice little crunch or a little squat. The back of the mat, release, let your tailbone drop and the whole back body open. Sensing the back side of your spine opening and the head is softly draping forward. Continue to breathe. And let's travel forward right down onto the belly. We're going to do a shoulder opener, a belly down shoulder opener. You're going to send your right arm straight out to the side, and you do have an option to bring that rolled blanket in and use it as a little pillow for the right side of your head, and then roll all the way over onto your left side. Breathing in and out. Left palm in front of you, helping you to regulate. And as you lift that top leg up, bend at the knee, drape that top foot behind you. Start to let the pelvis roll open and progressively keep softening your right shoulder. Keep those right fingertips way out behind you. Being sensitive to how much you want to increase that stretch. And if it is too much to have that top leg behind you, just bring that right leg over in front. So find where you want to be. Melting the right side of your body right down into the earth. Rich, full breath. This poem's called Circle of Breath. Inhale and let go. Over and over, the circle of breath brings me into this moment. The even flow of air, the act of taking in and giving back. Breathing draws me inside the radiant reality of now. I can't breathe deeply and be fearful. Breathe freely and be anywhere but here. The whole of me embodied in these waves of breath. When you feel ready to come out, you're rolling back to your belly. Counter pose is wide-kneed, child's pose. Lift yourself up, hips to heels, knees wide, low back settles, shoulders melt. And this time, if you want to come into embryo, slide your arms down alongside your body. Your fingernails are on the ground, your palms face the sky, your forehead is on the ground. Allow your shoulder to roll forward. Any and all tension draining off the shoulders right down into the ground. Full breath. Noticing, feeling, settled where you are. Next, we're coming back down onto the belly, and we'll do that belly down shoulder opener. For left arm, send your left arm straight out to the side. Put the left side of your head down on that rolled blanket or on the ground. Lift your right leg up, bend at the knee, drop the foot behind you. Right palm is on the ground in front of your chest, helping you be stable. That bottom leg could be straight or bent. We're looking for a deep stretch through the left shoulder. And if taking your right leg in front of you is better and easier, you can go ahead and do that. So find where you want to be. And find your way to settle. Inhaling and exhaling, soft and steady. Sensing the way that the pose is touching your body, sensing the way everything is coming to you in this moment, just as it is. Without judgment, observing where you feel open, where you feel compressed. Where is there opportunity to deepen into the posture? or just deepen into the experience of sensation. Check and see that there's no tension on the interior of your mouth. Let your tongue be soft. Even a little space between the teeth would be helpful. Relaxed jaw. Smooth quality of breathing. When that feels complete, please roll back down onto your belly. And back into wide-kneed child's pose, and this time we'll add a little bit more of a stretch here. Dropping into embryo even further, shoulders rounding forward. You might notice the contemplative nature of a forward fold. And the folds hold the invitation to turn even deeper inward. It's holding space for yourself. Dropping into your sacred center. You can join me. We'll come right out of that. Let's return to our wide-kneed child's pose, and this time we'll add a revolve or a twist to it. Please thread your right arm across underneath that left armpit, and again, if you want to use that rolled blanket for the side of your head, that could be helpful, especially if your right shoulder is tight. A few options with your left arm. Your left hand can just stay right where it is as you drop and descend and receive, like a passive stretch for your right shoulder. Or some of you might want to take the left arm into some kind of an extension. You might decide that you don't need the support under your head. And keep softening. Right side of the jaw, right side of the neck. And that happy place for your left arm. This is a poem called It Is Enough. It is enough right now to taste one moment of peace. Of course I want more, but at least the door is open. It is enough to draw a conscious breath and let my hands relax. Fingers releasing their tight grasp on things outside my control. It is enough to shed a layer of stress as if taking off a jacket or a pair of too tight shoes. Ease of being has to start somewhere. Each breath is a first step. Settling where you are. Opening to the experience. Welcoming sensation without avoiding anything. Feel the belly expand to the space between the legs. Notice the sensation as the breath leaves the belly. Deeply oxygenating your body and also increasing your life force energy by bringing in more prana with every deep breath. When you're ready, we're going to press ourselves up. You can lift that arm high if you'd like, right arm way up, and then come back down. Sit back on your heels for just a moment or two in hero's pose. If your knees don't do that, you can have your hips off your heels. Just want you to pause. And then next, let's find downward facing dog after a little fluid spinal movement. Stretch out through the legs. If you feel like pedaling out the heels, you can do that. Also, you can just roll a little through the shoulders. From downward facing dog, we'll return back down onto our knees, wide-kneed child's pose. And this time you're going to thread left hand across under the right armpit. Drop your left shoulder down, left side of your head. Maybe you use support, maybe you don't. Right palm is in front of the face, and you can add to the twist by pushing into your right palm if you'd like. Extend the right arm if that's your preference. Breathe in, breathe out, slow, steady, deep, calm. Let your hips really sink back towards your heels. I'm reading to you a poem called Awareness Knowing Itself. Settle in the here and now. Reach down into the center where the world is not spinning and drink this holy peace. Feel relief flood into every cell. Nothing to do, nothing to be but what you already are. Nothing to receive but what flows effortlessly from mystery into form. Nothing to run from or run toward. Just one breath at a time. Smoothing out inhalation and exhalation. Find those calm waters deep within you. Continuing to allow that left shoulder to stretch open, left side of the neck to relax. Left side of the jaw, easy. When you are ready, push into your right hand, bring yourself up. You can open wide through that left hand if you'd like. Both hands down. Little wag of the tail, any kind of little flexion through the spine that you'd like. And one last downward facing dog. And just notice, is there any measure of symmetry through your shoulders? Do you feel any balance there? And then we will return to our seat. You're going to come into a seated forward fold. That rolled blanket could be helpful behind your knees. If you have any tightness in the lower back, sitting on that second blanket, that folded blanket would be good, or at least take the padding of the buttocks and draw it back. With the legs long, got lots going on, big stretch for the back side of the legs, so feel where your heels are. You can put your palms on the front side of your leg bones and kind of support the extension of your spine. And some of you that don't feel it would be wise to bend deeply here can stay upright. And then others of us will really just start to settle forward. You can cup your head into your hands if you'd like some support that way. Good. Smooth out your breathing. If you have a block close by, you could rest your head on that. I'm just going to follow the waves of breath just like this. Surrendering into the fold. Maybe your hands want to be in contact with the ground alongside you, if not on the feet or legs. Remembering yin yoga is where yoga and meditation meet moment by moment and breath by breath. Listening, trusting, letting go. This poem is message to myself. To this moment as it is, give in. Allow reality to have its way, to touch and change and burn away whatever still remains of your illusions. Now is knocking like the guest who traveled a long distance just to visit. Would you keep her waiting at the door? Let life in, the beauty and the contradictions. If you feel like your legs need a break, you can come back to butterfly, then fold forward again. Just welcoming sensation. Welcoming the sharp and the smooth, the tempest and the calm, the confidence and the doubt, the The practice makes space to hold all of that. Listen to the sound of your breathing. Give your head a little nod if you find there's any tension accumulating or you just want to take the opportunity in the forward fold to do so. To come out, push into your hands, slowly roll your spine back up to vertical. Our next pose is supported fish. We'll be laying back on our back, so you can take the rolled blanket and place it across the body so that it runs right at the base of both your shoulder blades, so it will make an elevation to your chest, and then the rest of your body will be invited to drop. So you're facing the sky, you're allowing your body to mold over the shape of the roll. Your legs could be straight and long and soft, or you could come back to that butterfly shape with the legs, with the soles of your feet together. Your arms have some options here. Perhaps splayed out to the side, relaxing the chest wide open. Soften your throat. Release the weight of your head back. Continue to let the body soften and mold. You might want to cup your opposite elbows if your shoulders feel like they would welcome that. Smooth breath. Feel the front of the body open, long and extended. This poem is called Home Again. I slow my practice down, breathing as the ocean breathes, flowing easily into rest. Energy streams through as I let go of everything I've learned or seen, and I follow where this life force leads. Loosening, sinking into stillness. I slow down to find heart and mind already aligned with body. Savoring each sensation, I come home again to my own sweet peace, to the depth and mystery of this release. Smooth, soft, open, surrendered, observant, awake, aware, accepting and allowing. Deepen the breath a little bit more here. And when you're ready, we're going to be making our way onto our side. So do so in a way that works for you. You can set that rolled blanket in place for Shavasana. We're almost there. So behind the knees. And then once you do so, lay down and hug your knees in towards your chest. Release your low back. If you have the ability to come into happy baby, bending the knees wide and deeply, grab for the outer ridges of the feet and draw the kneecaps outside the armpits, releasing hips and low back, whole length of the spine. And then little twist, spinal twist, dropping those legs left for a few moments to reset the spine. Right shoulder drops. Breath continues to be smooth. Through the center, please drop your folded legs to the right. Gentle spinal twist here. Feel the surrender into the twist. Fullness of the breath, belly, ribs, and chest. And then we're going to rest. We're going to come into Shavasana. Going to bring your body into a full extended, open position. Knees a little wider than the hips. Feet resting out to the sides. arms away from the body, palms open, and then bit by bit dropping the weight of your body to the earth, allowing yourself to be held, receiving the support of the ground underneath you. Relax the weight of your head. Let your eyelids softly cover your eyes, and the inner gaze drops down and in toward the heart center. Soft through the jaw and the throat. Feel the shoulders, recipients of a lot of attention. Let them rest open and easy. Feel the space across your chest, expansive. Relaxed length of each of your arms in the presence of your hands. The breath is natural. It's natural mind, natural body, natural breath. Observing. The art of being and allowing. Hips softening, widening, melting. Gentle, relaxed length of both legs. And feeling the heels cupped and supported by the energy of the earth. Soft feet and toes. Deep awareness. Relaxed, and stay longer if you'd like. If you're ready to come out, you just gently come into a long stretch. Arms overhead. Eventually bending your knees. Maybe keep your feet flat and just windshield wiper your knees left and right a little bit. Loosen up that low back. When you're ready, roll over onto your side and just stay there for a few moments. Good time for gratitude. Feel that measure of contentment that you connected with. We were able to let go of some things. And then press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Maybe you want to cross your ankles. Well done. And just pause here. Breathe and feel. Sense what has shifted as a result of your practice, this time that you took for yourself. We practice for ourselves, and we also practice for the world, so we can make our little contribution to the world being a sweeter place, a kinder place, a place with more justice. So please take your left hand over your heart and bow to your personal individual practice today. Bow to the fact that you carved out time, that you followed through on your intention to be on your mat, and that you did what you could. So bless yourself. And then we'll bless the world. Take your right hand on top of that, sending wishes for peace, health, and happiness outward to those we love and to all beings everywhere. Collective rise of consciousness. And then take the arms out wide, embracing life as it comes to you. Arms up overhead. Yes, the palms meet. Slide your hands down to the sacred center of your own heart. Devote yourself to loving kindness. And bow the head. I send you all wishes for peace, health, and happiness, now and always. Namaste. May you be well. Take good care.